Before streaming platforms, before jump scare movies, before creepypasta, there were thin, cheap paperbacks sold on Egyptian bookstalls. On their covers, strange symbols, haunted faces, titles like Wara Al-Tabi'a, Beyond Nature. Inside, the voice of an old sarcastic doctor who swore these were all true stories. Behind that voice stood one man, Ahmed Khaled Tawfik. Born in 1962 in the city of Tanta in northern Egypt, Ahmed Khaled Tawfik was both a medical doctor and a writer. He graduated from Tanta University's medical school in 1985, specialized in tropical diseases, and eventually became a professor, while secretly writing the books that would make him a legend. In 1992, he joined the Modern Arab Association publishing house. 1 year later, in January 1993, he published the first volume of his horror thriller series, Wara Al-Tabi'a, Paranormal. The hero was Dr. Refaat Ismail, a chain-smoking, unlucky, aging hematologist who becomes the reluctant expert on paranormal cases in 1960s Egypt. The stories are written in the first person, as if Refaat is an old man recalling his adventures, haunted houses, cursed manuscripts, ancient creatures, urban legends, fake ghosts that turn out to be real and real ghosts that turn out to be human cruelty. The tone is a mix of horror and dry, self-deprecating humor. Arab readers had never seen anything quite like it. Until then, horror and science fiction in Arabic were rare, especially written in a language and style that felt close to everyday Egyptian life. Tawfik's series exploded in popularity. He went on to write 81 paranormal novellas, plus other series like Fantasia, where a young woman named Abir uses a dream machine to enter classic novels, myths, and historical settings, meeting everyone from Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes to Dostoevsky's characters. Safari. Medical adventure stories set in a fictional African country, mixing tropical diseases, mystery, and action. He also wrote standalone novels, the most famous being Utopia, 2008, a dystopian story set in a future Egypt where the rich live in a fortified coastal enclave called Utopia, guarded by Marines, while the poor are left to rot in violent slums. The book was a bestseller, translated into English and other languages, and reads today like a chilling prophecy about class division. Tawfik's output was enormous. Some sources say he wrote more than 200 books. Others count over 500 when you include all series, short novels, and spin-offs. Alongside that, he translated works like Chuck Palahniuk's Fight Club into Arabic and wrote articles and columns in newspapers and magazines. Fans across the Arab world began calling him El Parain, the Godfather. Not because of the mafia, but because for an entire generation he was their godfather of reading. Teenagers who hated books would suddenly devour his novellas by the dozen. Many later writers of Arabic horror, YA, and speculative fiction say he was their first influence. In 2018, at just 55 years old, Ahmed Khaled Tawfik died in Cairo after complications following a cardiac procedure. News of his death shook readers across Egypt and the Arab world. Obituaries called him the first contemporary Arab author of horror and science fiction, and one of the most influential popular writers of his time. Vigils, murals, and social media posts turned his characters into symbols of a lost literary father. But his stories kept going. In 2020, Netflix released Paranormal, a 6-episode adaptation of Wara Al-Tabi'a, marking its first original Egyptian Arabic language series and bringing Dr. Refaat Ismail to a global audience. So who was Ahmed Khaled Tawfik, really? A professor of medicine who loved his students, a chain smoker who turned his own health anxieties into black humor, a gentle introvert whose imagination created ghosts, monsters, and dystopias that still live in readers' minds. If you grew up in the Arab world in the 1990s or 2000s, there's a good chance his paperbacks were your first door into horror, science fiction, and serious social criticism, even if you didn't realize it at the time. If you want to explore Ahmed Khaled Tawfik's world, I've put together a selection of his books on Amazon, including volumes of Paranormal, Fantasia, Safari, and his novel, Utopia. You'll find my Amazon affiliate link clearly shown in the video description and also in the first pinned comment below. If you decide to get any of his books through that link, I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, which helps me keep making videos like this. Tell me in the comments, which series would you start with? The Haunted Cases of Dr. Refaat, the Literary Journeys of Fantasia, or the Brutal Future of Utopia? Subscribe to Black Butterfly Key for more deep dives into Arab legends, horror pioneers, and the writers who shaped our nightmares. Thanks for watching.